All right, time to get started again. So I missed yesterday coding, but I'm back. Yesterday I got sick, but I'm looking forward to continuing coding on this live chatbot platform thing. So as a quick summary for those who haven't seen it yet, I am working on a chatbot platform where if somebody asks a question like, well, what's your favorite color, or like, who I have set up, take a look. So in my question answers, I have, okay, so if I ask what are you working on with my other account, my broadcaster account will reply with, I'm working on a chatbot that will answer frequently asked questions for streamers. So the idea is to save streamers time by letting them delegate frequently asked question answering to the bot. Now, yesterday I was doing a lot of research while I was sick on what people want in bots or what makes them feel uncomfortable, things like that. A lot of people don't want to feel processed. A good example is greeting bot. Lots of people expect, it's a caster's job to greet users when they come in, and to recognize users and be more personable. They don't want users, streamers, or viewers don't want to feel processed. My goal is hopefully to avoid that. I don't want viewers to feel processed. What I want is for streamers to open up their ability to do more entertaining content and be able to spend more time talking to users about more personalized things or more customized things. Rather than having to answer the same question over and over again, they can focus on more unique content. So it's not the same thing over and over again, especially for an education channel where like you're doing something like this where you're live coding a project and the same questions get asked, like why do you use Node.js, or what are you working on, or what's your favorite database, things like that. I expect those will slow down the stream for those actually viewing, and I want to speed that process up for people so they get more and more content as time goes on. So the last session that I worked on, if we take a look at the README, last session I worked on, I refactored out a bunch of final content. So what I ended up doing was I wrote a command where I can do yarn FAQ, or if I'm in the prototype directory, yarn FAQ. And with that, it'll ask me what kind of answer do you want to provide. So let's say, why do I use Node.js? So I prefer Node.js as a whole because JavaScript is pretty much everywhere now. You can build native apps, desktop apps, and server backends and front-end apps, all at the same time with the same skill set. Name of this intent is why node. Okay, so this will create a new question, and if I reopen this file, it'll add it, why node, so I prefer Node.js as a whole, blah, blah, blah. So now, if I were to go to Wit.AI, let's open up Wit.AI. Log in GitHub, blah, blah. It's refreshing. Chatbot Platform prototype, and what we're going to do is we're going to add an utterance that says, well, why do you prefer Node? Okay, and we're going to add a new entity that matches the one that we just created, which is why Node. Why Node? And we'll validate, or no, wait. create a new value, why node. So this will create a new intent. So anytime it recognizes something along the lines of why do you prefer node, it will return with this entity of, well, this sentence has the intent of why node. And once it recognizes why node, then our system will go through, translate why node into this answer, and then reply it back in Twitch. So if I say, well, why do you use node, which is different from what I posted here, it should recognize it with a pseudo confidence of 87%, and it recognized why node, so it replied back with the proper answer. And you can see that right here. So I prefer Node.js as a whole, blah, blah, blah. So that's the goal, is I want to provide these easy questions and answers for people. Like I said, I don't want people to get this feeling that they're being processed. What I want to do is open up time for streamers to be able to focus on more unique content and then streamline frequently asked questions while giving viewers the same answers that they need. So that way people can get filled in, especially when you're doing, like, you're playing games and people ask you, well, what's your favorite weapon? What's your favorite pro team? Who do you think's going to win the next championship? Things like that. Those answers will be repeated over and over and over again in a decently popular stream. I want to make sure that people are still getting the answers they want that are provided by the broadcaster, while also opening up the broadcaster to do more awesome things. So let's just add a new answer of why I choose to work with Node.js over other languages. Okay. So I just added that new question. So today, the first thing that I'm gonna work on is I have my to-do list here. So I want to make it easy to add a new answer with it. I already did that. Added a new answer with a new script. So now I want to train Wit.AI from the CLI with that new answer. Instead of having to go to the app like I have been doing, I want to do this from the command line. And Wit.AI does that fairly nicely. They have an HTTP API. And you can do it through these or samples. Validate samples to train your app programmatically. Text, I want to fly to SFO, entities, intent, blah. The response is sent true. N is number that was sent with 1. And I think I have to create new entity pose. Add a possible value into the list of values for the entity. I want to put entity. Update values for entity. Okay, so I want to explore this API and figure out, well, what's required for updating an entity and adding samples for that entity. So this will be what I use to update the intent entity. So we're going to get into that a little bit. Postman. So first of all, I need to create a new environment while you guys aren't watching. I'm going to add my access key. Private environment, add Chatbot Platform prototype, Wit access token value, add, and then that. Okay, so now we're going to switch over to Postman now that I have my environment set up. We're going to try some of these calls. So let me start my Pomodoro. So I work in 25-minute sessions. I don't normally start with that because I like to describe what I'm working on. But now that I've done that, let me start my Pomodoro. So I work in 25-minute sessions and then I take a 5-minute break. They start new session. explore Wit.AI API for creating intents and samples. Add that to this project. Done. Okay, so in 25 minutes, my alarm will go off, and then we'll be all hunky-dory. We're gonna set up training. Let me updated to-do list. Okay, so while that's happening, let's play around with this. First thing I want is let's get a list of all our entities. I think I can just do a get, and it would be entity E, but I don't know what my ID is. Okay, we need to add a authorization header with bearer token. Headers, authorization, bearer, and I added with access token. I should do that. We're gonna try this. What the hell? That's funny. Let's see. I got it right. Oh, maybe I need a version number. Possible. There we go. Okay, I needed a version number, apparently. So I have this intent entity, but what's the ID of available? Oh, it's just the name of it. So if I do is /intent, then hey, there's intent. Okay, so we have all these values right here. We have example expressions for each of these values. So we have wide node. This is the training that we've put into place. Ideally, we have more than just that, but so like if I put in what is your favorite color, then I will respond with my favorite colors are blah blah blah. Cool. So now we want to be able to add new entities to this. So let's pretend to add an entity. Let's do a post. See what happens, or put. Update given attributes. No, I don't want attributes. Fine. Put and post entity ID value. So I want to add a new value to what I'm doing. Okay, so metadata optional, expressions. Okay, so if I want to add int / values, what I'm going to do, is it a post? Is a post. Okay, so we're going to update to a post, and in the body, so content type JSON, application on. Okay, so in here, okay, so we've got this JSON, and we want to add a state structure. I had you value, value, intent name, and expressions, and an array. So value, we'll call this new intent. Expressions, and I forgot my comma. And we'll just add testing stuff. Then we will send that. Theoretically, user-defined intent, lookups trait. Okay, so I think it's okay. Now, if we do a get for this, that, no, we can't do that. We can't do values. intent, forget. And if we look in here, ta-da, we have a new intent for the new expression. Cool, so that works. So now let me try to delete that. Delete value. Delete value. Remove a given value. Values and then the value name. Okay, so if I do delete intent, new intent, then apparently not that. Oh, values and values. Values and then the entity. Okay. Values new. 200. Okay, so it deleted new intent and go back, and we get on this. Then intent will be deleted. Awesome. So we'll be able to delete once. Cool. So we figured all that out. None of this is in the SDK, so I'm using Node Wit. Nice, wonderful, but Node Wit does not have that in the SDK. The last install. You can do a message, request response, run action, verse, but you can't do anything with intents. So yeah. So we're just going to, let me double check. Let's check their index, I'm curious. Acquire it out. What do they have in here? Do they have anything for managing? There's message, converse, run actions, response, validate, phone. Yeah, so they don't do anything for managing intent stuff. There's nothing for content management. So we're going to have to write that in ourselves. So let's check out our Wit. No, not Wit. I just opened Node modules. Okay, Wit. Let's shrink this down to size. I normally grow that when I go to the plugin. So right now, Wit gives us the ability to convert a Wit message into an intent. So that's wonderful. That's nice. But we want Wit to also be able to add a new intent. Add intent. We want to be able to do that with an intent name and a question. Or, well, an expression. And with that expression, we want to send an HTTP request. I will, in a moment, I have to import that library, yarn add rx HTTP request. Import rx HTTP request from rx HTTP request. So this is the library I use for observable requests. So we want to do a post to the URL of post value. I want to take this. Okay, so we're going to take that. We're just going to roughly do this right now. Entity ID, that's going to be intent. Values. And then we're going to, we need the version portion. No version. So we're going to do a post, but we also need to add a body of on true. So the body is going to have value of intent and expressions. Is it expressions? I think it was. post body expressions. Hey, why do you guys see a... Aw, I messed up the whole postman thing. There's a whole instance that didn't know existed. You guys were watching the wrong instance. Well, there's that instance. My bad. So expressions, and then we're gonna add in expression. Wait, don't want that. Okay. Theoretically, that's good enough. Angle. Oh, yeah, I missed it. Okay, so theoretically, this is enough to add an intent. And now I need to add intent. Okay, so let me update my... When I do this, I want to write to the JSON. I also want to do answers. No, I don't need the current answer. I need wit dot add intent, and I want to pass in new answer. Oh hell, do this. I'm gonna steal the intent answer. Actually, I want the intent in the question, which I don't have set up yet, but I'll do that. Intent question. Theoretically, that's enough. We need to add a question. Here, we're going to add a question. What is a question you would like to answer? Okay, blah, blah, blah. Cool. That. Theoretically, that's enough, except when it's not. Because I'm dummy. Import wit from wit. Missing in wit. Missing the authorization header. Headers. Authorization. Want to bearer that with options dot, what is it? Setting option dot access token. Options dot access token. That should theoretically be enough. Okay, so we're going to do this thing again where we get our intents, get all the intents, project answer, Y node, project description, favorite colors, greetings, Y node. Okay, now let's try this. Let's see if this works. Yarn FAQ. What is the question you would like to answer? So let's say, what am I very judgmental about? How do you feel about Java? What are your thoughts on Java? Okay, what answer? Java is extremely verbose and starting to show its age. Lots of libraries exist for it, and new Java versions are trying to keep up by adding things like lambdas, streams, etc. But it is just too verbose for my taste. So that's how I really feel. Send that. What is the name of the intent? Java feelings. Oh my gosh, I broke it. So add intent is not a function. Yes, it is. What do you mean it's not a? Oh, because it didn't pass an option. I'm a dummy. So I call it from FAQ. You need to load in import settings. Actually, import Wit settings from the settings. When I have those set, I want to Wit settings.wit. That's what I really want. I could do a constant Wit equal observable Wit. I'm fine with that. I'm like, that should be right. Let's do this again. Okay, so it's going to ask me for the question. Grab this. Okay, I would like to provide how verbose Java is. I hope that worked. That's probably not going to work, but Java feelings. And broke again. Not set property logger of undefined. That pass in logger when I use this thing. So when I first use Wit, set up settings.wit. Here, options.logger. Not set property line, but I passed in on for default of Wit settings.wit and then here constant Wit equal observe Wit settings.wit. This we will change. Now we're just gonna set property logger of fine. Am I loading settings right? Big setting. Oh, because settings is equal. The settings needs process .env. Let's try something real quick. Oh, of course it didn't work. Settings is not a function. It's supposed to be get settings. Gonna say settings is not a function. Could not find access. Could not find access. I wonder. Because I also don't load .en. I have a lot of setup here that I should probably refactor. That would be nice. Turn FAQ. Okay, roar. This is a question somebody has. What answer would you like? Stop being an animal. What is the name of the intent? Animal. Okay, that worked. Roar. Oh, it didn't work. Not find property. Okay, entities was none. Let's see if it actually updated entities. My node. No, it didn't update entities. Of course it did. Headers, authorization, error. When I did the post, I did value and new intent, expressions, test. In here, you have to subscribe to it. Because this doesn't automatically. That might be it. Subscribe. Yarn. Okay. Now I gotta update. Here. Get rid of that. That's just enough. Okay. Yarn, FAQ. Roar. Stop being an animal. Animal. Right? Done. Now, if I say roar, work. Stop being an animal. Haha, it worked. Oh, that makes me happy. Okay. Did it. Okay, so awesome. So that worked. So now if I go to the endpoint here and I do a get on intent, I should now have animal, roar. Let's go wolf. The ideal would be, I wonder if that'll work. Wait, recognize. Oh, it died. Oh, because it's not recognizing any entity. So the ideal is that now I can pick a question to train further and get more possibilities. So that FAQ command works now. Pizza coupon. So that FAQ works now, and now I want to be able. That's wonderful. That was way easier than I. Don't like the fact that I have to subscribe. It is a side effect. But okay, do this. Reorder this. Okay, so now it will add an intent. Will map to a JSON file, save the answers. So now it does both of those. Hey, there's my little peep thing. Get st, get diff. Okay, so what do we update? We added animal, stop being an animal. Their wit, get settings, bunch of setup for wit. Don't like that I have to do all that setup. The question you would like to answer. So I added a question, and then I add that intent. And here I added to Wit.AI the ability to add an intent. Makes the proper calls and everything. Wonderful. And then we added RxHTTP request. Awesome. Added the ability to add an intent through the FAQ CLI command, as well as initial training. Awesome, so now I can just easily add questions at the whim. So let's update my to-do list. To-do. So that's done. The next thing I would like to do is do more training from the CLI for any question, so that way I can update animal to recognize wolf and quack and other random things. Use context. Then I'll play with some templating. Templating would be. I don't know what that means. I need to add events from Twitch now. Handle viewers. Okay. I actually don't want to do this anymore because people hate greeter bots, and I don't want to promote that. So change this back. So now updated to list, and we'll do a log, work log real quick. Out what we did. That was actually really quick. Log. Okay, so number 9. We explored the Wit.AI Wit.AI API in order to figure out what was needed to add a new intent from the command line, as well as training that intent. Sounds strange. No, it's not. Well, as training that intent, then we set up the wits module to allow for adding an intent, and added all that functionality to the CLI command for adding a new FAQ. Cool. Sounds about right. Not bad for a session. Actually, really awesome for a session. I actually didn't expect to get that done so quickly. So next will be training in FAQ. So I'm going to take a 5-minute break. Taking a 5 to 10-minute break, and when I get back, I will work on training intents with more sample questions. Read the screen for the work log. And I will do that by setting this up. People can read it. Ta-da! Now we have question 9, or work session 9. How many commits we're at? 49 commits. Not bad for 9 work sessions, which is technically 225 minutes, which is 3 3/4 hours. That's not bad. I like that. So I am going to mute Oh, I posted with the wrong account. Yeah, okay. Ignore that. So I'm going to mute my mic and then I'll be back after my walk-in. All right. Sorry that took a little longer than usual. 10 minutes. Not bad. Okay. I next part. So the next part is that I want to start training the questions so it recognizes more. So for example, for roar, I want to recognize quack and wolf and other animal sounds to respond with the exact same answer. So that's going to be our goal. Let's see how that goes. So I'll set my new Pomodoro. Set up a training CLI command to improve intents from the CLI project. All right. So, don't want to use a post. What we want to do, I would think, is use a post expressions. We want to add more expressions to. Wait, is that only one expression? Can I only add one at a time? Really? You would think that I could load like an array. I'll use Paris. So the expression has to be shorter than 256 characters. Huh. Okay. This is how I delete it. All right. So how do we want to do? Got this FAQ. I want to set up a training command. Let's do a copy this, copy, train. So for training, want to say, want a list. Let's open up Inquirer. We want a list type. We want to come up with a list of all the intents. Let's do that first. This type list. Okay. All right, let's list intent. Which intent would you like to train? Choices. Be choices. Choices. So add choices, and we'll want this to be intents. We'll have to set up. So the first thing we want to do is we'll want to pull wits dot wit dot get intents. From there, that'll be an observable, and we will map this to intents. We'll map this to a set of prompts. Just be this. Just want this. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna map that to this. And then we're gonna merge map that prompts into prompts. And then from there, we're gonna get the answers. And right now, we'll just console log it. Console. Sure. So console.log the one we want. So in order to do all this, see which one's just going to be this. Don't need the JSON right now. We do want to get intent. So let's update Wit. I'm going to update to this get intents. And then we this, we'll get to a request, link that, paste that, going to do a get. So what are we looking at? Looking at get intent. So we're going to map this to value. So let's see. 4, 2, no. Okay, so we want just intent. Blah, blah. Delete till that. Take the pair. We don't need a body. Just kidding. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Not what I wanted. Get values. Okay, so delete till that, delete till this. Get rid of JSON and body. We don't need that. But we are gonna map the result. Result is r.response.body JSON.parse map that to, what's it look like? So when we parse the body, we're going to grab values, well, body, value, dot values. That'll get us an array. Not what I want. That'll get us an array of value to expression. So what I actually want the keys. I think for now what I want to map this values dot map to each item value. I want to return as value dot value, the value dot value, value dot value, and then convert that into value dot expressions. So that turns everything into that format. And that should be good. Okay, so that's get intent. I'm going to make that a stream. So get intent. I'm going to train. So when we get intent, I'm going to convert intent into intents dot, we actually want object dot want to convert each of these into a string. We're going to map this intent. I'm going to make a string that is so got an array of these objects. I'm going to convert into a key and an array. So each of these intents are an object. Object is the one key that I have. That's not actually what I want. Let's go back to the wit. So let's do this. Train, no, back to wit. What I actually want is for all of them to reduce into the same value, to the same object. And for what's the best way to do this? What would be the easiest way to? I would want to do. I want to map the intent to intent.name, intent.name, and put in parentheses intent.expressions.length sample. Okay, and that's what I want. I want to be able to map this expression. So I want it to say the intent name as well as the number of samples that already exist for it. So I do want it to come up. Just keep this as value because that's easy. So in that case, what I need is to not map this in that way. I just want to map it to values then. I don't want to I want to change it. Okay, so now I'm going to get those values, map it to the choices, and then we're going to console log it. Let's try it. Now let's update. No, Vim package. CD prototype, Vim package. So we're going to add a new script. FAQ. Do a train, yarn train, see if this works. Hey, project description has 3 samples, favorite colors is 1, animal, greeting, and then if we choose one of these, let's say we choose greeting, and we chose intent greeting 4 samples. Okay, so what is the... What if I want these to be... Okay, so note that default must be choice index in array or a choice value. Can choices be a different structure? Like, can I do choice display versus... Might be able to. So there's got to be better documentation somewhere. Is there a thing that covers choices? Let's see. Choices. Okay, choices can be an array or a function. Choices array or function returning a choices array. Define as a function the first one. Okay, objects containing name and a value. Name to display in lists, value to save in the answer cache. That's what I want, and a short to display after select. Ah, cool. Okay, so let's try this. So we're going to map that instead of to a string, we're going to map this to an object. And that object's going to have a name, a value, which will be I, and then the short, the I.value. That sounds about right. Then train. Now we can train either of these. Let's grab reading, which has 4 expressions. So now we have the option to show all of the expressions that we have. We got the intent that we're grabbing. Awesome. That's good progress. What do we got? If. That. I didn't get intent. Adding a new train. Okay. Added initial code for the training command. Okay. So now what are we going to do with this is the question. Ooh. Expected log statement. ESLint disable. Next line. No console. Right. Oh yeah, there is one before I forget this. I have a memory leak somewhere. I think it's in FAQ. FAQ. I subscribe. Also want to unsubscribe. Actually, what I want, I don't actually want unsubscribe. What I want is when I make a call there, I want to do take one. Take one. So that way it will automatically complete the observable without leaving a subscription open. Remove the potential for a memory leak. Okay. So now that I've selected what I'm going to be training, got about a third of a session left. So now that I know what I'm going to be training, I want to start asking prompts. So what I want to do is I want to prompt infinitely until I do not enter a question. Now that I have prompts, I want to selected intent. Let's do a new prompt. Prompt that says, I want to be able to repeat this. Okay, I'm gonna repeat this prompt, but right now let's figure out what I want. So type input name question message, enter a question to train with. Okay. So now we're going to prompt. Okay, so once we prompt, I want to map that. I take the question and I want to train. So take the question and I'm going to do wit train. Let's see it's observable. I think observable, let's say RxJS 5 examples. Okay, there might be a throw in here. I want to throw if something happens. Is there a throw in here? Oh, wait, the bounds, default. Okay, so I'm just going to do a map. So, like, what I want to happen, if question is not empty, question is not empty, then I want to train on it. If it is empty, then I want to end this. What is retry? So, and I haven't used retry yet. Try when I don't want to retry on error. I want to repeat when. I don't want to repeat times either. Do I want to retry every time I error? I'll just throw an error whenever there's a question. I mean, it's doable, but is it the right way? Yeah, so let's try this. Oh my god. If question with train with question intent question subscribe discuss and then throw new error Not done yet. Otherwise, that's it. That's all I can think of. And then dot retry when no, that's the button. Try this real quick. Retry when retry when errors. Want to retry on every. Excuse me. Before I do this, console log training. Let's try yarn train. Okay, let's try. Oh man, I broke it. Oh, because I have to do observable dot from promise. For observable from RxJS. Okay. Let's try it again. I just want to check this retry mechanism. Reading. Testing. Oh gosh, what happened? Training lots and lots of times. Holy hell. Actually, before I do that, let me try what happens when. Looks like it is retrying. What happens when I do nothing? Okay, and then that works. So it does end, but when it retries, it's trying the wrong way. Well, let's see what's in question. Training. So it's retrying with the exact same item. What I want to do I think what I want to do a dot of then do a merge map observable this. I have that. That way it'll rebuild the prompt every time. That's possible. Testing. RAR. Testing. RAR. Awesome. Oh. Aha. So that should work. So we got progress. I'll stash for now. Let's do a log entry since my Pomodoro ended a bit ago. I was stubborn and really wanted to finish working through that problem. 1, 2, 10. Started working on the training command to improve questions. Improve intents with new questions got far enough to grab all intents for the application and then use it to generate prompts in the middle of working on a repeating system that will allow me to enter multiple questions until no question is entered. I'll tackle that next. Awesome. Okay, so get stash pop. All right. So when I get back, I'm going to do some awesome things, and I'm going to start training with the new question. And I'll also add some background. What I want to do is essentially say, okay, which intent would you like to train? These are the current samples that already exist. Which ones would you like to add next? So it'll be fun. I'll probably add some chalk to do some nice formatting of stuff. But this should work well, actually. So let me put on the Git work log screen that and see session 10. I'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes again. Take a break when I to tackle that training CLI command. Awesome. Okay, what am I at? 10-minute break. A little longer than I'd like. Whatever. Okay, so where are we at? So working on the training system. I'm not using selected intent yet. So right now it looks like blah, and I'm training and testing and training. Let's try. Okay, so let's remove these console logs. Let's try add training. So I have the intent. That's broken. Totally broken. Okay. So I have the intent, and I have expressions. Okay, so once I have that selected, the first thing I actually want to do is post intent expressions. I might not actually need this. Is there a observable once? First? It's just first. There are ones. Oh, they don't cover an of or do. Let's see. RxJS. Okay. Then of from. I guess I'll just do the of and call it good. Wait, I saw an extend. Oh, no longer amplify. That's lame. Okay. I really wanted to. Okay, so of empty object, merge map, enter a question to train with. So what I want to do here is actually post some chalk stuff. So console log. Ooh, strip indent. Let's make something pretty. Lots of that. Chalk dot green dot gold to intent, and then the actually intent dot length intent dot map this. Node create empty array in number. Okay, now I'm just trying to get fancy. I really shouldn't. Okay, I'll just put 2, 1, 2, 3. And once I have the intent, I want to put the examples that I actually chalk cyan I want to map expression dot map expression docs cyan expression. Maybe a new line. New line. I don't know if this will work. Oh, that probably. This plus. I realize I'm already in those. And surrounding this to this. Might work. Let's see. Yes. Yarn train. Oh gosh. Oh, strip indent is not defined. That's easy. Yarn add strip indent. And then here, import strip indent from strip indent. Try again. Oh, I'm gonna need chalk too. Yarn add chalk. All right. Now yarn train. Oh man, broke it again. Chalk is not defined. That's because I added it, but I didn't do this. Wait till it saves. Okay, what am I missing now? Map of undefined. Okay, expression. Okay, first do console.log and let's see what I'm getting. Okay. Now we're printing out so we want intent. We want to break this down into value and expressions. So let's change this to value. And we have expressions. Wait for it. All right, so we're making progress. Let's get console log out of here. I thought I was stripping indent. Why is it so indented? Shouldn't be. Why is there a comma there? I mean, I don't mind it. Looks pretty good. Because it's an array, then I want to just... Oh, what if I do this instead? Do this, and surrounding to this, then dot choose or dot join with a new line. That should be good. It's not properly stripping the in. How much indentation is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do we have 8 here? 1, 2, 4, 5, 7. Yeah. So why is it not stripping the indentation? Good. I don't know, but I'm about to just dump this, move these over. What? Oh, I removed one of those. And we'll have to get rid of indent again. Oh, I never started my Pomodoro. Ah, time to get back. 5:54. Kind of a bit early. We're already about 10 minutes into it. Okay, project description. What are you working on? We'll do examples. Okay. Current samples for to blue, and then this we will do chalk dot green. This unexpected cat. Quit your bitching. To be in current samples for project description. A question to train with. I don't even know. What are you doing? Okay, so that's working. Just, oh my god. Got so many set up the loop for training with questions and added a pretty prompt to show current samples for the given intent. Okay, so we've got errors, string concatenation, and everything. So, what's the best way? Can I do this? That's not the problem. So the problem here is that once this, 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 that, I don't even know if it's gonna be okay with this. I don't know if that's gonna work either. Expecting Unicode escape sequence. I don't even know, man. You know what, for now I'm just gonna I'll ignore it on the whole file. The two errors. Yes, lint. Disable. We'll do prefer template and quotes. Does that work? Do that, but with it. Good enough. Kind of messy, but whatever. Okay, so now we got to set up the actual training. Let's do that. So we want to train the question that we're getting, well as merge map. Merge map is important. Want and value. So let's do this. Intent value. We're going to change value in just take value. Okay, that's good. And there I can take quit train value question. Save that. Now we got to add a train. And add intent. Let's see. And down. Take this. Train. And take an intent and a question. Or, well, expression. Then we're going to do we want to post. Check the guy. Create a new expression for an end. So we want end value end, and then expressions, intent values, intent, and surrounding this to this. Why is that in there? Things happening. Okay, so that's right. That's right. Yes, and value and expressions, body, expression, expression. I think that's right. Post, intent, expression, expression, and then the expression. Looks right. Why is this not highlighted properly? If I do this, might work. I'm gonna run it. Happens. Why not? We are in train. What you doing? Did it work? There should be 4 now. Aha! What you doing? Hey, look, it worked. So now I can train some more. What is project are you working on? What is this project? May I ask what you are doing? This is awesome. What is it? Cool. And now we do this. And now we have... Aha, now we have 8 samples. The animals. Woof. Woof. Roar. Quack. Boo. Boo. That's good. So now if I do moo, stop being an animal. It works. What you working on? Working on a chatbot that will answer frequently asked questions. Ah, man, it's working. Oh, that's a good deal. Okay, so I also don't need to. No console logs. So when it's done, what happens if I change this to no, I don't know what it would merge that. There's a lot going on. Like, this needs to be factored, like, whatever. So it's doing the training. That's awesome. And I can train from the command line. What else we got? Added the capability of actually training an existing intent with the new questions. Cool. That. Console log. All right, I think remove a linting warning. So I really should refactor this. Very gross. I might want to do some updating of the logging. That's done. clean up the logging logic. The next big thing that I work on is doing using contract object to start doing templating abilities for the answers, because that's nice. Oh, I know what that means now. Okay. Updated the to this. So I'm definitely going to refactor that command. Painful. But bonus, I finished the training command. So now I can train from the command line. I don't have to open Wit.AI anymore. That's awesome. What else? Cool. This prototype pretty much working cleanly. So I need to start doing market research soon. I'll probably spend tomorrow working on drafting up questions and stuff to get a survey of like, will this actually be useful? Will people actually want this? If not, then that's a terrible idea, and I should. But I think I'm on a good roll. Either way, like I'll want it myself. Other people might not want it, but I want it. So if anything, it might not extend past a prototype, but I'm totally fine with that. Session 11. Finished up the training command. And now it has pretty output for the intent being trained and existing samples that intent. It also actually updates Wit.AI with new samples for that intent. Though the output is the logic is all still pretty messy. So I'll want to do some refactoring, which is very true. Like I'm making good progress. Pushing up all my changes. I'm so happy this was way easier. Way easier. Like, ridiculous easier. Okay. Also, now I will go to the GitHub. This. And awesome. So I'm going to mute my mic at this point, and I jump in and I guess just do some refactoring for the last session. So I'll be back. All right. So my least favorite part is refactoring. Woohoo. Okay. So don't care about that. Let's see. All right. So the problem we have here is that this file absolutely gross. Like straight up, just no. Don't like it. Don't want it. That's not needed anymore. Let's see. Do a filter here. Question. Question. Is that a thing? Does that work? I think. So filter out question. This. And then we do this. I don't know. That might work. That work? Yarn train. Let's. I bet. Yarn train. Oh, I gotta start my Pomodoro. Um, uh, refactoring and cleaning up train project. Okay. What's gonna happen here? Apparently, one can't just row. One could do this. Seriously? Why can't I just do this? Just want to throw. Can observables throw? Like, actually, yes, observable throw. Not a thing. It is a thing. RxJS 5 migration. Let's see if it still exists in RxJS 5, though. Row. What do you mean row is not on the page? Alright then. Well then, I will just row. Row. I don't know what I'm throwing. How does throw work? Throwable.throw new error. Okay. Should I have to merge map into it? No, something bro. Row is not a function. So I probably have to merge map it. First, and then What you working on? That works. Yeah, 9 samples. So it totally works. The filters, if we don't have a question, it just drops. Cool. Well, that's a nice refactor. If all that and streamy refactor the retry logic. Nice Slack notice. Don't do this. Trying to set it up. Stories are data loop. Slash DMD for 30 minutes. That's better. Alright. Okay, so I refactored the retry logic. Also want this console log here. I've also got some prompts in here that I can just use. Constant intents to prompt. Sure. This. Question prompt. Question. Constant question. And some of my shortcuts that I have should probably update stuff with. That's my for question. Why not? That should answer prompts. Really like to prompt question. That just observable. Um, this is the only real map. Yeah. Save first. That works fine. Cool. So I can remove this at least. Play. And import strip indent from strip indent. Strip indent. And train. Work again. Oh, because I'm dumb. That's why. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Could have done that better with them, but. Da, 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 da. That's better. Clean that up a little bit. Factor a few more things to make the string cleaner. So I don't like this. Don't like the no console. Best way to do that is to set up a log, a logging module. I can just add to lib. I could remove this whole thing. Change this. Log samples of value expression. That's what it would look like. Log sample value expressions. Log from yeah. Okay. I want to log different. I can, oh, it's not going to be here anymore. I do want to add the libs slide. Lib logging JS. Export constant intent expressions samples. Intent samples for cool. And now we will also steal for this. Okay, I don't have hidden buffers turned on. Whatever it's called. In this libs. Go console. Okay, so that's good. And while I'm at it, I have some logging. Oops. No, you're not supposed to see that. Oh, and I could. That's dumb. Okay, well, that later. So we want to get rid of this. It's to dot log.message. We're gonna have that message. And then logging for constant message. Console.log. Message. As log. Logging. Don't need this no more. And I shouldn't need this anymore. This should log intent. We're gonna do this. Intent. That. Export constant. What is it called? Intent equals and console log this. Why not? And I'll play with chalk later. No reason to do it now. Added a bunch of logging. We're in here. Look at console. Oh gosh. Okay, so I don't know how to ignore node modules. X. So console. I can remove that now. Cool. Logging is all handled properly. Refactored out a bunch of logging statements into the module. Alright, that was nice. And I think that pretty much brings the Pomodoro to a close. Out of curiosity, do I have how many lines of code do I have? This directory. Oh, SLOC source lib dev config. Without config. So approximately 198 lines of source code to get all this working. Wasn't that much at all. I could probably do a lot more refactoring and clear things up. But hey, very clean. If you look at Wit, it's fairly clean. And then if we take Twitch does some clean things. Clean logging, clean JSON manipulation. A lot of the code is just configuration with prompts. And there's probably a lot more, what should I call it? Probably a lot more cleaning up that I can do with observables, but I mean, I've only been using observables since January, so getting better, but I mean, nothing to write home about yet. Lots of practice that still need to be done. So I'm very happy with what I have right now. If I do some training, some of these probably need. But now, as I have time, I can add more examples. See, there's Pomodoro. So I can create Y node. Broke something. Log samples is not a function. Logging samples. There we go. Y node. So I'd like to be able to see the answer. Y JavaScript. I'd like to be able to see the answer that's being shown. That would be nice. So I'll add that to my to-do. Samples is already declared in the. Fine, I'll do expressions. Get hooks are wonderful. They're an amazing thing. So I guess I will put in my log entry. Oh, I wanted to update my to-dos. Did that. Add the answer in question when doing training. That'd be nice. So tomorrow I think I'll work on the answer system, doing templates, and that should be fun in and of itself. Setting up the templating system. What else could I do? I can actually start working with Firebase to start storing answers in Firebase. And I also want to start storing the training data as well. So that'll be fun too. So I got updated my to-do list. Okay, so let's put in a work log. I'm going to call it good for today log. Just did a lot of factoring the training command and also factoring out logging statements from the various bits of code. Just lots of cleanup, really. Next batch of sessions, I'll put some focus on adding a adding mentions into question or answers, which will force me to work on the templating system for answers, which will be its own bit of fun. And then perhaps looking at starting to use Firebase real-time database to store all this data while still keeping a local seed for the prototype. I need to start moving towards a platform system. Cool. I think that's good. So thanks for anybody watching or checking this out. I've spent, 12 sessions now, which are 25 minutes apiece, roughly. So I've spent 5 hours on this whole project. So lots done. Doing pretty good. That's saying a lot for only 25 or for 5 hours of code, which is nice. I'll start moving towards a platform and start playing with Firebase, and that'll be exciting. I've only used Firebase once before, so I'm gonna call it good. Thanks for showing up, guys.